Let's talk about this one thing because it's a local story. Before we get to the super chats
Oh
and all
my
that,
god.
Ken, why don't you warn your boy Calvin Ridley about gambling in the NFL?
Man, first of all, I think suspending him for a year is crazy.
It's egregious.
Second of all, how the hell did he not know that this is not the thing to do?
He
Third
knew.
of all, why in the hell would you use your username?
Was that his real the one that we
Calvin
got?
Ridley ATL is
Is
what.
that real?
Was that his?
Yeah,
I don't know if
yes,
it
it
was.
is.
It was.
It
That's
was Ralvin Kidley. It was Ralvin Kidley ATL.
That can't be true. I thought that was. I thought
It
it was
was
playing.
true. It was true. It was
yeah.
Ralvin
Wow.
Kidley. Yeah.
So he deserved everything he get.
That's what I said.
He could have just done
Hilarious.
CRATL.
He could have done it. They had his brother do it. I'm gonna give you the money. You just bet for me, because he knew it was wrong.
And
Oh,
then
he half Asian, Kyler.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, he like Tiger Woods.
Shout out to the chat. So yeah, I think it was just, but again, I think the penalty a year is kind of crazy.
over $1,500 too. It wasn't like it was some M's or anything.
Right, $1,500.
And look at man.
So
Yeah.
look, but if they set that out as the president, like, look, if you get caught gambling, it's automatically a year to protect the integrity
Is
of
that
the
the
game.
rule? Was that the rule?
That's what they
I'm
said.
asking.
That's what I read somewhere. That was what they said, to protect the integrity of the game. We ain't playing no games because we could honestly ban you for life, like Pete Rose. So if you're gambling, you out for a year. And if you know that you ain't supposed to be doing it, you doing it. I mean, and then you use your own name as the username, you get what you getting. I don't care if it's harsh. It's just stupidity to me. To risk $11 million for a $1,500 bet. $11 million. It just don't make
Q,
sense.
did his tweets help him out?
Hell no, man. I don't even know what to do. He went to Alabama, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know what's up with these Alabama boys between him and old DUI in Vegas. I don't know what's up with them. Like they just out here doing too much, dude. I think it's like Nick Saban obviously ain't caring about your academic aptitude because when it comes to the tweets, when he said I bet 1,500, I ain't. I was like, God damn. I'm not feeling it, man. I think that this is really not a good look for the NFL completely. I think it's just cruel and unusual that they would give him a 365-day punishment for some shit he did probably for like a couple weeks or so, which is crazy. I think if you're gonna do if you're gonna do a proportional type of punishment, then it should be for every game he bet on. Then maybe like take a half from each game proportionally. Like you know what I mean. If he bet on like 12 games or whatever, then take like a half from like make that 6 games or something. You know what I mean? I don't know, but it's just I'm not feeling it. I think it's just unnecessary, and especially when the owners be betting on these games too, GMs, refs, all this shit. So
But they
I
own
don't
the
like
team.
that.
Well,
And
the thing about it is, if you're gonna do it, you just got to be smart about it. You got to do it through somebody else.
yeah,
And they got
like
those. They got the genius group, whatever it is that goes out that's searching for players and people's in the league's involvement in that. So if you silly enough to create your own email and use your own name and do all that stuff, then you deserve the punishment. I mean, you knew what was going to happen. You knew the risk because I'm sure that they have symposiums. You got a handbook. You know the things you are and ain't supposed to do. And if you don't, I'm sorry for you. It's just like a regular job. You got rules and regulations at your job. You got a handbook. If it's a questionable call, you got to make the best decision. You're already out on personal leave. You're already out. You know what I'm saying?
That's the bigger conversation to me. I think the
Yeah.
bigger conversation isn't really. It's the funny shit is that obviously he got fired on a mental health break, but the bigger conversation is with this story and Ben Simmons, and I'm combining the two because both of them took leaves because of mental health reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess in mainstream media or just how word around the street is, both people, like most fans or spectators of sports, are like, this all bullshit.
Yeah.
To see this motherfucker get kicked out for gambling, it makes you think like, all right, what did you leave the game for if you're still participating in the game?
Correct.
for monetary gains outside of actually playing on the field. So now it makes me think like you're just trying to avoid injury for a shitty team. Because now the
Yeah.
Falcons, was he on that Super Bowl team? I don't think
Was
he
he?
was.
No, I don't think so.
I don't think he was.
Nah.
So he hasn't never even tasted success in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
And he's continuously seeing them get top 5 picks, top 5 picks, top 10 picks. And it's like, all right, bro, like if he's trying to look for a second contract, like I got to be in better shape or I got to be in a better healthy situation, maybe I'll take this time off. At least this is what I'm thinking now as a person who is being pessimistic about his situation.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm tying into Ben Simmons stuff because obviously people have always thought that was bullshit. He just didn't want to be in Philly because of the criticism. And now we see him in Brooklyn kind of, trying to avoid certain situations even to this day. And it's like, nigga, you're going to have to play eventually. Otherwise, you're going to get your ass out of here. My thing is like these situations, I feel like if someone wanted to make a case for why mental health is BS in sports or why they don't really put much stock into it, these are the situations they're going to point to.
Correct.
Because these are the situations where it'd be like, bruh, what the fuck are you doing? All you got to do is just sit back and not say shit. Like Sheldon said, or even more than that, have someone else do it. You got enough. You could pay someone $1,500 who's one of your homies or your brother or a sibling or a family member. You're like, bro, place this bet for me. I do that shit all the time.
Right.
I don't know. To me, it just speaks on something that I feel like is going to get taken advantage of down the line when someone is going through some shit and they're like, I need to take a break. Like, nah, nigga, you ain't doing that. We ain't about to be Calvin Ridley.
You just got to make good decisions, man. And that was just, like I said, it was just the most horrible decision you could make. You out on leave.
It was just $1,500, show.
That was an expensive fit. That was an inflated $1,500, bro.
Is his mama still alive?
I don't know.
Bet she done went all upside his head.
Hey, can I know one thing? There's gonna be a Leroy in the room when he get home.
I'm telling you, bro.
There's gonna be a Leroy in the room.
Man,
be like, what the fuck is going on with you?
Nah, you can't be doing
He could have been the king of Atlanta.
Yeah.
He could have been the king of Atlanta.
We need to do a whole show on the things you could do with $11 million.
Nah, we gonna do a by the middle of this year, we're gonna do a Jackass of the Year awards.
Oh yeah.
We gonna nominate a few motherfuckers.
He's already nominated.
Where did he go?
Or maybe named after him.
Yeah.
The
Calvin Ridley Award.
No, it's gonna be Rattling Ridley, whatever the fuck.
Where did Calvin Ridley go?
Calvin Ridley Award.
Where did Calvin Ridley go to place his bet at?
Florida. He was in Florida.
Do you know like which specific place he was at?
It was an online app that
the only legal one in Florida.
Yeah, the only one in Florida, and they only knew that because that it was connected to him because he was placing a bet in a different state.
His name, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Florida is not Atlanta.
Hey, I'm gonna get back to the other super chats, but I'm gonna read this because this is true. Igwe Ecal was thinking the same thing. He said, betting on the game, suspension for a year, domestic violence, beating on your girlfriend, suspension for 4 games. Got it.
I do agree with that. I think that does say a lot about the NFL, but I also can understand. You brought up handbooks and shit. I don't think the NFL got a handbook like, all right, if you beat a woman, you're going to get a year. Like, I don't think they have those kind of rules.
I think they do.
I think they do now, or they should now, especially all the bullshit they've been dealing with from their players and also how they deal with those situations when they brought to light. But I think before then, I don't think they have procedures for, like, domestic violence. I don't think they even – does the NBA have that? Does the MLB have that?
There's not a standard.
There's not a standard. Precedent. So it's like they were all going off of those situations. Like no one expected Ray Rice to do what he did in that elevator. So how is that going to be in the handbook? You know what I mean? So that's why I get what they're saying, but at the same time, like when you're talking about the money aspect of things, because all sports is all about money. I don't give a fuck what you're talking about. It ain't got shit to do with fandom. It ain't got shit to do with competitiveness. It ain't got shit to do with integrity. It's all about bread. We would not be doing this show right now. No one would be doing any shows if it wasn't money behind it and bringing mainstream attention. So if it's not really affecting that, there's not a rule in the handbook.
But it is though, and like I said, I think there's rules in there. I think there's things in there that say
I think now
it's punishable. It just doesn't have a defined, like it ain't a defined. Like you're gonna lose 6 games.
But to me, that's still saying the same thing. It's not. There's no clear definition of what it is. Like you said, I'm sure if you spend over this month or like there's any indication about money, there's a whole paragraph line for what's gonna happen to you. I don't know about those other situations.
Right.